How's it going, guys? Back to Eddie and Tony reviews. YouTube, Last of Us. Okay, that's enough of the music because that's kind of distracting. I'm just starting it over again. There we go. Okay. What's happening, guys? Dready Eddie here, and I'm with...
Tony, Maloney, and Peroni.
I was wondering how I was going to introduce
There's
himself.
macaroni's in there somewhere, but I'm not sure.
Macaroni. But yes, we're doing today's episode live. Just for an extra twist. We're trying a few different things here with different camera angles.
I think what's narratively fascinating about The Last of Us is it's a new kind of apocalypse and the story of our compulsion to dominate.
I hope everyone's already seen The Last of Us because we're just about to spoil.
We've just watched it and it came out less than 24 hours ago, so chances are they're probably watching it now or they haven't seen it yet.
Well, people don't wait. They go for it.
Yeah,
Unlike
I
us.
would have watched it like as soon as I came home if I had the chance.
Like 5 o'clock.
If I lived alone, I'd be like, store closes, TV now, tea, Last of Us.
That's it. You don't wait around.
I'd like pre-prepare a meal to eat it with. They'd be like ready to go when I come through the door. Like, this is what I do with Attack on Titan. It's ready to go.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm so far behind on loads of anime and stuff like that. Let's just jump back quickly on episode 3 because that was a monster. Episode 3 was
the relationship. Yeah. There's been a lot of talk in social media since that released, and a lot of it is good, and there's a lot of it that's like a lot of people have been review bombing it for. I don't know if they're slating the story or they're slating the theme. I'm not sure, but there's been a lot of review bombing and review praising.
People against.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't know what the reason is.
There's literally no way of making people happy anymore.
No.
You can't.
Everything's polarized. There's no right or wrong anymore. It's just like there is
Unless
just
you
right
have
or wrong.
absolute perfection, people don't want it.
No, we said it was perfection. We said 10 out of 10 story for the first half.
Oh yeah, for parts of it. I like what they're doing with it. But anyway, so yeah, off the heels of episode 3,
back to Joel and Ellie.
So should we go through the plot generally as we go along? Because you expected. What did you expect from the start of this?
Well, I thought as they drove off into the distance of the last episode, I thought it's going to cut to the part of the game where that scene transitions to. Is it goes from a driving scene into the ambush, and there was a bit of a pit stop and a bit of a drive that wasn't there, a bit of map reading, a bit of story that wasn't there in the game.
So what do they do on this pit stop? Joel's finding as much fuel as he can.
Finding cars with gas in them 20 years after an outbreak. Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
It's TV, man. Come on, that's of all the nitpicks.
Okay, fair enough.
And then what was Ellie doing? Playing with the gun, sniffing the gun.
Because that's what you do when
posing
you got a
with
gun.
the gun. I understand that. If I had a gun, I'd pose with it.
No, but she's like sniffing it. Like it's just the shot wasn't flattering for her.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So she's messing around with the gun, learning how she thinks she should hold it, and then she goes out to Joel, who he explains badly how to siphon.
I think so. It's got a siphon where you blow. I haven't seen that before. It's like got a different hookup where you blow and it sort of sucks it out. I was like, that's pretty cool.
I've never had to siphon fuel from a car.
Am I even a man? To be honest, I don't even know how to change a tyre. So
I'm worried the day it blows out.
I'll be fucked. So yeah, she's taking the piss out of him because he doesn't know how to do that, and they get in the car and they're underway.
And then
there's a few things that are very similar to how the game.
Cuts to the game with the porn mags.
Yeah, now we're getting through the jokes from Frank. And,
that joke book was actually picked up in Left Behind.
Yeah, it was in the DLC.
So really, they should have shown some
the pun joke book. Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much you push the envelope, it'll still be stationary. No pun intended. Volume 2 by Will Livingston.
Have shown some flashbacks to that because that will be shown.
Well, did she find that in the car?
It seems like
It
seems like she picked it up from Frank and Bill's, but in the game it didn't happen.
Well, they're kind of making up for lost time, giving her jokes and stuff. It's a kind of a theme throughout this quick episode.
Yeah.
It's a very quick episode.
Very short.
To really show that she's like lighthearted.
Yeah, this was more of an Ellie show than it was last time. Except the gun sniffing and stuff, but it's fine.
And then she finds Bill's porn magazine.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much beat for beat how it was for the video game.
It felt a bit rushed because it came out of nowhere, but it was good. Yeah, I'm glad they paid homage to the gamers there.
Yeah, I think it would have, like, and this is again me being picky, I think it would have actually been more effective if it was in the same episode as Bill and Frank. But I guess they wanted to keep that separate to have that kind of sad kind of tone so they can finish on that last shot through the window instead of going to a quick Marvel-style joke at the end.
Yeah, true.
So I guess I can concede that if that was their vision.
But at least they included it. That's what I'm happy about. Because they even said last episode, I was like, "Where's the porn mags?" And
it's important.
It came.
It's literally, Last of Us is a 1 out of 10 if there's no porn magazines in it.
Yeah,
that came out wrong. Anyway,
bye dudes.
Bye dudes.
It was good.
How does he even walk around with that? Yeah, so that was obviously that was a very Ellie moment as well, but again, it was ripped straight from the game, so that's fine. And then you were wondering how they were even going to get to the point where they were getting attacked in the car, weren't they?
Well, yeah,
but they had another pit stop at night time in the woods.
Yeah, that was new.
Joe,
What?
can I ask you a serious question?
Yeah.
Why did the Scarecrow get an award?
Because he was outstanding in his field?
You dick! Did you read this?
No.
Which is more realistic because they wouldn't be driving for that long without a stop of some description.
Yeah. And I got the impression they made more of a thing about preempting the fact that these raiders are going to be there by Joel explaining that he's on the lookout for men, not they're too remote for do they call him infected in this? There's an iconic shot where they have to choose which pathway they go to on the overpass because one side is blocked up by all the raiders, so they can funnel people through, and on this one is actually under a bridge.
Yeah, the shot was like a bird's eye view, and they have to sort of just curve round, and it's like it was better in the game.
In the game, yeah, but I think it was a bit less obvious. This made it very obvious that was a man-made blockade. Yeah, so that they want to make it super clear.
But Joel
to the audience.
Should have seen that, and I think he did see that. So I'm not sure why he still went that route.
Well, people die all the time in this world, so I guess they expected them to not be there anymore. And then they get attacked, which is very similar.
Yeah,
to the video game with the guy being hurt.
Yeah, the guy crashes into a shop, and then they're out the boot, and they're using the car as cover. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot more people in the game. There's I think 2, and then in the third, a mysterious third
in the game. Yeah, there's a few.
So it's more realistic, I guess. You wouldn't be killing millions of people in real life.
They substituted the scene where Ellie first shoots a gun when Joel's getting strangled underwater. Now he is wrestling with a guy just after they've been attacked in this raider blockade. Yeah, and Ellie shoots a guy in the back.
There's quite a few changes there because in the show,
similar beats.
He dies in one. It's like I really killed that guy. In this one, he's like alive and he's pleading, and it's a bit more.
Well, do you know why that is?
No.
They're creating the mystery box of who did she kill before, because he said, "Oh, you shouldn't have killed someone at your age." He's like, "Oh, I've done it before. This isn't my first time." Point.
But we know in the game that is her first time. But in this, they've changed it. I'm not sure who that could be.
I think the theme of this is that they are happy to try and riff where they need to riff, but if they need to change the order of the story beats, they'll change the order and change things up.
You know what? I reckon she called Riley. I'm going to call it now.
Riley?
Riley, her female from the Left Behind.
Okay.
I reckon that's where it's going to go. You reckon?
That's what I guessed.
You didn't say that though.
I did. I said it was her girlfriend or whatever.
I thought I had a good thought then. Thinking, I'm going to push something. Okay, if you've said it, you've given me the idea.
I called it before.
It's not as unique as I thought. Okay,
we're both calling it. Teamwork. We're both calling it.
Was Riley from Left Behind. I think she may have done it just to put her out of misery or something. That's what I think.
Okay. Maybe that's why she's a darker Ellie.
Maybe.
Because one of the points, I'm going to reiterate my point from earlier, is the story of Ellie, and I'm totally copying this from a YouTube video that I've seen. The story of Ellie is one of loss. Her mum died. She was put into a home, and then her girlfriend that she met died, and then
Marlene sort of gave her to Joel, but
abandonment. She abandoned Ellie to Joel, and then she's with Joel and Tess, and then Tess died, and now she's with Joel, and Joel is the one person who hasn't abandoned her. So this is why she gets so attached to him, first and foremost. But she has a letter from her mum in her bag that she carries around with her. Supposedly, this is actually in the actual video game, where she says she needs to fight for a purpose. She needs a motive to survive. So she's got that from her mum to say fight, and her girlfriend, when they were waiting out the infection, they said, we'll enjoy every moment we can together while we're still alive. So those are the two things she is supposed to have in her head, so that you survive for every minute and you enjoy it, and you fight for like the ones you love, or you find a purpose to fight for. And I just don't feel like that is coming across whatsoever. Maybe that's something the audience has kind of created for Ellie as
it's hard to say if that was intended when they filmed this, if that's the backstory, because obviously when you create a character you give them the backstory and the actor embodies that character. I'm not sure we don't know what they've told her, but she didn't play the games, or she was supposed to not play the games, which I thought was ridiculous.
It's such a cinematic thing. I can't imagine them avoiding completely. I don't know, man. If I was doing a role, I'd research that.
I'd say please play the games. Look at the actor, embody the best bits of it, take it yourself, make it your own, but keep the theme, the essence the same. And they just didn't watch it, so they were all going by what Craig and Neil say. Which,
but when she says Joel, like in that twang, it does sound like from the video game, though, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Joel.
If you had that bit when Joel kills the guy for her, she crawls back into a hole, and he just stabs him. Don't worry, waste bullets, like you said.
Yeah.
We watched it. And then it was just a bit of just hiding out and just laying low, while the second theme of the episode was that new woman.
New character. The female stalker character from 2.5 Men, Rose. She was... I can't remember her name. They did say her name.
I said we'll call her Rose.
It begins with C. We're going to call her Rose. So yeah, she's in it.
Yeah, so they tried to...
She's an interesting antagonist. She's quirky.
She's bad? Because she's hunting Henry. Henry's a rival at the moment.
Well, if they're going
Henry organised this, he's doing that, which is new.
Yeah.
She'd kill... Was it a dad? Just point blank.
Who did? What?
She killed her dad. Her dad's chained up in the...
Was that a dad?
He said, I birthed you, I held you in my arms. He said,
he said he's her doctor.
Oh, he did, but he still conceived of her. He said he held her in her arms.
Well, he's a person of importance.
Well, anyway, she just boom.
For some reason, she blames the doctor for Henry and Sam escaping, and then she runs back and kills him to make a point and to try and solidify her control against the mob, where she tells everyone to go after Sam and Henry. I don't know. There's a lot of questions. This is kind of good that they've changed some bits of this, because it's, even though we know the whole story, there's still little mysteries for us.
This one's going to be like it's a two-parter, like the whole.
I guess so.
Meeting them, and now we know what happens when they do meet them.
That's why it's half the length of the last.
They better include the sewer though, and Ish's story. Side
Ish,
yeah, the side story.
Oh, the underground.
If you sit through your notes, I hope they still keep the essence of Ish alive, because it was like, if you read through it, there's like they had a proper society going on in the sewers.
Yeah, and they brought extra people in.
Yeah, there's rooms, schools and stuff.
And to be honest, you have no idea what we're talking about unless you've read all those notes and played the video game. So that's pretty niche.
Yeah.
So we're having a conversation to ourselves there. So yeah. So what happens next?
Well, they've just, obviously, spoilers, they've met Henry and Sam. Well, I don't know how they got in that room.
They're trying to get a high position to try and find the next step of where they need to go outside of the city.
I don't know.
And they go into the multi-story building.
But unless Sam and Henry were in the room or in like a connecting room, there's no way that Joel would have let them in.
Well, hey, Eddie was joking that he's not going to hear them.
With his right side, so
maybe Joel did sleep through it.
You know what? They might cover that in the first.
Because she woke up before him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, they might flash back and go through that. Yeah.
I mean, I will say the bit when they're talking and they make the joke in bed, that was a good scene.
Oh. Did you know diarrhea is hereditary?
What?
Yeah.
runs in your genes.
That is so goddamn stupid.
You laughed,
I
motherfucker.
didn't laugh.
Yes, you did.
Jesus, I'm losing it.
And that was a good
All
joke.
right. What was the joke?
It was like diarrhea is hereditary.
Oh,
It runs in your genes.
it runs in your genes. And the other joke, why did the scarecrow get an award?
Oh, he's outstanding in his field.
He's outstanding in this
brilliant.
field. Fucking brilliant.
That is good.
I love that. I'm keeping that one. He's just stand up.
Oh, you
in
hadn't
this
heard that
field.
before?
I've never heard that one
Oh,
before.
no, I genuinely have heard
I
that.
love
It's
my
the diarrhea
terrible-
one I hadn't
I do
heard,
love
and
my
that was
terrible
like, it was
puns.
good. That was good. And then they made it funny. They humanised them quite a lot. Then that was a good scene.
Yeah, and that's kind of the vibe, you know, that they're trying to find the happy moments amongst everything else.
So that's the plot. But overall, what are you thinking? What's your thoughts? So like, give it a score.
Oh, so
Because I'm not saying anything until you say.
you're not saying anything. See what I say about it.
Well, I'm not just. I know what I'm going to say.
So,
but
in terms of the context of what we've seen so far, because obviously you'd like to give it an individual vote, but it's within the context of the whole piece, all the episodes. I really enjoyed the last episode of Bill and Frank, and that joke when they got in the sleeping bags, and then Ellie's like, "Oh, this sleeping bag smells fresh," and he goes, "Oh, that's Frank's one."
yeah,
then.
you got Frank. Meaning he probably had bills. Yeah.
Oh, lovely! I love that joke.
Always
Anyway,
got his own.
brilliant. So yeah, I love the last episode. That was an 8 for me. The individual story, they told the story well. Everyone's gushing up. Most people are gushing about it online. I gave it an 8, so I went from a 7 up to an 8 on that episode. I enjoyed the first episode. I think it was a bit harsh on the first one because it had a lot to get through. But there's a lot of callbacks and things to the actual game. This I did actually quite enjoy it. It was short. And it was kind of a palate cleanser after the last episode.
Oh,
It's
yeah, very
kind of-
different. Yeah.
Kind of going back
Bit of
to a
action.
Joel and Ellie story. There were like funny moments. There was a nice journey to it, and they're introducing some new characters and some new mystery, which I was intrigued by.
Mm-hmm.
I quite liked it.
Okay.
I might even sneak up. I'm going to sneak up another half stop, so I'm going to go 8.5 out of 10.
This episode 8.5.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's quite low now.
There was a lot of bits that were nodding back to the game, and there's a lot of moments which were tonally very similar to the game, even though they mixed it around. What do you want? What do you want from the show? You know, you want it to really be able to create the same kind of aura as the game, and for me, this is the closest one to the kind of vibe of the game out of all the episodes so far. So
You've justified it really well.
oh gosh,
I'm
I'm changing his score now.
I'm saying 6.
He's going down.
Didn't enjoy it that much.
Raw. Go on.
Yeah.
Tell us why.
Well, no, it's not the sense like it covered the game. Fair enough. It was beat for beat. It had the same points of the game, but I just didn't think it was a good episode. Like if I hadn't seen the game, I would have thought, oh, the episode's a bit of action, but it's nothing much happened. It's not.
Well, hey, the last episode, they were risky. They pushed the boat out. They tried something new. They derived away
I like
from
that.
the main plot of the game completely. And then this episode, they're riffing off the game.
Yeah.
So-
I just didn't think it was.
So you prefer the
good.
stuff where they're making up to
Yeah,
the stuff from the game?
I think I do a little bit.
Well, hey.
Well, no, because the stuff they're doing beat for beat for the game isn't
are you
beat for
sold?
beat for the game either.
Are you sold on the stuff they're making up for it?
The Rose storyline, not really, because Henry was never like a leader or a plotter. He was literally just him and Sam surviving.
Yeah.
They're making him out like he's been planning to tear them. Yeah, he's not.
Well,
he's not that. So that's not a good addition, I don't think.
I don't think he actually is. I think that's just they're trying to make it seem that way. So the next episode, they can subvert your expectations.
Oh, please don't. Just vert them. Don't subvert them. Just vert them. Just give me what I want.
Subvert them completely.
Don't change things.
Okay, so you've gone to.
I've gone 6.
Gone to a 6.
Yeah, because it was
So
good.
what was your last episode?
I think 8.5. I think or like
8.5.
or 8 or 9. I don't know what I gave. It was good. I
still-
liked the last episode. I know. Basically, I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy this one that much. I don't know why.
You did enjoy it?
No, it had everything it needed, but I just didn't think it was good.
You bored?
No, I wasn't bored. I just didn't like it. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it just didn't mesh with me. I just didn't think it had it all.
Oh, I thought we liked the same things.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed watching it, but looking back, I just don't think it was a good episode. I think I would never watch this again. I don't think that'd be anyone's favourite episode of the season.
No, it's not. It's not going to be.
It's just be like, episode 4.
It's not such a standout, and it is a
because episode 5 is so good. But just get through 4.
Filler, but.
Yeah, I think maybe 5 will be good. Maybe like the Henry and Sam will bring it alive. And we'll have the Ish storyline. And
I was expecting after the last episode that they'll get to it. They'll make some Last of Us action and things going on.
I think I'm annoyed about how they wasted the song.
Okay.
The oldie song.
You're really sensitive to where they use songs.
I'm pissed off about that because I thought when they get in the game, that song's playing and it's epic and they get crashed into as the song is still playing. All this violence is going on as the song's playing.
And they get attacked by the raiders.
Yeah. And then he wasted the song in the first 10 minutes and then it was like they then carried on through the city without like you wasted the song.
And they didn't use the song when they got attacked at all.
Like the fact that they're getting rammed into and all these guns are going off as that song is playing is such an epic moment because it's such a juxtaposition of violence and calm songs. It's just they didn't keep that.
What's the creator's name? Neil Druckmann.
Yeah,
Neil Druckmann. If you're watching this,
if you're watching this,
get your songs together because Tony's
the game's got it. Watch the game section where they get attacked. Just look up Last of Us Ambush. And then just look how good it is when that song's playing and they're getting ambushed.
Yeah.
And the guns are going off and the violence and that song's just playing through the whole thing. It's so fucking epic. And they wasted it. I'm not happy.
Just
it's like last episode. They wasted the giraffe music. I found out afterwards.
Was it actually? Did you research it?
No, I saw it in a comment like that. And we watched it again. I was like, that is the giraffe music.
Yeah.
Fuck. They actually used the best music of the game for the 3rd episode. Oh.
Now, the real question, do you think there's going to be a real giraffe or a CG giraffe?
It's got to be CG in it. Because there's a few giraffes. It's not just one. There's a few.
Yeah.
She pets one, but there's like quite a few in the distance. You know what? If they change the giraffe and it's like a deer or something, I'll just delete.
They got like
we changed it to a rabbit because they're more believable.
Scraggly sheep.
Yeah. Subverting expectations. It's now not a giraffe. It's something ridiculous.
Oh, and the one extra thing they've actually added to this episode that is definitely not in the game is the sinkhole.
Is that a collection of infected breaking through the floor? Because that seems very unbelievable. And it's like a monster.
Oh, they are monsters.
If it's a Rat King, bring it on.
Rat King.
I don't think it is. I don't know what it is. I don't like that. They're just like, they don't know what it is, and they're just going to lock the door and forget about it.
No, they seem to know what it is. Because she said she had time.
But they're expecting the audience to know what it is, and we have no... Can they break through floor? Can they push through concrete?
It's obviously going to be infected. It's not...
I don't know what that means.
It's not a human thing.
If they can punch through concrete, that guy shouldn't have been trapped last episode under the rubble.
Well, you got different stages. This is probably a new stage of infected that wasn't in the video games.
Then don't make the audience guess. Just tell us or explain it in subliminal ways.
Do you reckon that whole hive mind communication thing that they have, do you reckon that will even play a role at all for it? It has to. Just forget.
Because they've changed spores. It has to be the biggest. It has to be that's why they're the threat. That's why they've ruined the world. That has to be.
Mm.
Otherwise, if they have to kiss everyone they infect, it's not.
Maybe they'll develop. Maybe there'll be spores in the end.
Seems like the whole point of fungus, why it's so dangerous, is because of the spores. That's why it's the worst infection.
Yeah. When
things get infected by spores, they want to get to a high point and release the spores. That's like their body wants. The mind changes it. That's what they do. Their job is literally just to spread.
Yeah.
Via spores.
Okay. Cool. So I liked it a bit more. Tony liked it.
Right. 6 is still on the good end. It wasn't bad.
Better than average.
It was just slightly better than average. I didn't enjoy it. It was just good. I was just like, it was all right.
Okay.
Could have been better.
Kasha, did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, it was very good.
What's your out of 10?
I would give it 7 and 8.8.
7.8. There you go.
All
Precise.
Right. That's pretty good.
She's between the both of us.
Although it was a very short episode, but it was good.
Yeah, I think the fact that it's short ruined it as well because there was so much story. they could have concluded. Anyway, maybe on second viewing I'll like it more, but right now I'm saying 6 because
6.
I think more for the fact of it wasn't as good as I expected it to be. You know, I was like really hyped last week. I was like, I know it's going to start next week. I know it's going to start, and it didn't start what I expected. I was like, oh.
Disappointed from the get-go.
And then I saw what they did. I was like, oh, it's not fucking. The ambush isn't what I thought it'd be. It's not as good. It's not as epic. It wasn't as epic. Like
no,
they get like his
pretty
neck
middle
nearly
of the
sliced
road.
off by a bit of broken glass. It's just. Ugh. We'll see. We'll do like an end of season review, and I'll be like, episode 4. On second thoughts, I really liked it, but until then, I'm saying 6.
Okay,
just giving it 6.
Okay, cool. So that's our TV Ed and Tony TV review of Last of Us, episode 4. How many episodes are there in total?
I think 9, but I've been reading 8. I'm not sure now.
Okay,
make it 10. Just round number.
Just keep going. So we're like halfway through now.
Potentially
halfway
Could
through.
be halfway
They've got a lot to do, man.
If they're doing left behind as well, they've got a lot to do because that's our whole episode, 2 episodes in itself.
Okay, cool.
I'm pressing the wrong button now.
Oh yes. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm doing the rest of this in Cash's voice.
Am I? I'm not. I've got no effects.
Toby's not.
Just play.
Okay. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe for the next one.
Ring that bell, all that good stuff.
Ring that funky bell. We got another behind the scenes of
Smash
some
the like button.
Photography videos coming up soon. And maybe that should be Tony's little catchphrase. Smash the like button.
Oh no, it's too.
Go on,
cringy. Give us smash that like button. Ring that bell.
I'll give that a 4 out of 10. Anyway, okay,
6.
thank you very much, guys, and catch you in the next video.
All right, adios, peace,
and we're out.
It has to stop.
Where is he?
We'll get through this.
I know. We finish what we started.